This is Donal Ware, host of Boxtorow. Thank you for tuning in to our YouTube page. Don't forget to tell a friend to also subscribe to our Boxtorow YouTube page. Had a chance to catch up with NASCAR driver Bubba Wallace, drives the number 43 for Richard Petty Racing. As a matter of fact, we caught up with him during Daytona 500 Media Day in February. He is the only black driver on the NASCAR circuit. And I'll tell you what, we had a candid conversation, one that you don't want to miss. So sit back, relax, and check out the conversation with Bubba Wallace. Also, don't forget to tune in to Boxtorow each week on a radio station near you, as well as on Sirius XM. Finally, good to meet you in person. What's going on, Bubba?
I appreciate it. Oh, nothing. Just Daytona 500 Media Day. We always know that now from here on this point, it's a constant routine. We get on track tomorrow, and then we're on track for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and I know you're looking forward to it. You had a nice finish, as a matter of fact, here going back to 2018, finishing second. Mm-hmm. Kind of speak to that and sort of the familiarity with this track.
Yeah, this place it provides a lot of excitement, a lot of opportunities for all teams involved, and I think you have a little bit more juice in the tank when you show up to these places, Daytona and Talladega specifically, just because of the way the racing goes down and how everybody in the shot or everybody in the field has a shot. So we are extremely excited to get on track and show our efforts in the duels tomorrow night. We didn't get the best qualifying effort, but again, going back to how this place races, you're never by yourself. So you're always in the pack and always in the draft. And if we can better our chances in the duels, then we'll do that. But we still know that the big picture is on Sunday that we have to go out and get. And looking back at what we did in 2018 provides a lot of excitement for us and a lot of momentum for us. So we know we have the capability and the personnel to do it and the cars to do it. Our Chevrolets are fast, I feel like, in the draft and have a lot of speed. So we will we'll manage our expectations, manage our emotions, and manage the race the best that we can, and put ourselves in the best opportunity possible.
Yeah, no question. Your thoughts on 2019?
2019, last year was kind of a up and down season for us. We didn't start off the season too hot. And then we finally started getting into a rhythm around Charlotte in the All-Star weekend and winning the Open there, finishing fifth in the All-Star race, and then kind of putting together some good races here and there. And I think the highlight of our year was finishing third at Indy. And that was huge for us, and that spoke volumes to a lot of people in the industry of what we were able to do. So we had a lot of speed that weekend, and we tried to carry that on throughout the year. So a lot of ups and downs, a lot of character-building moments, but all in all, it's part of racing, and that's what racing does to you. It produces some moments that you're proud of, and then some moments that you hang your head and wish you could erase, but you learn from each and every moment like that. So we're on to 2020 with a fresh start and some exciting opportunities.
The tweet that I like, matter of fact, it's your pinned tweet. It reads, in fact, there is only one driver from an African-American background at the top level of our sport. I am the one. You're not going to stop hearing about the black driver for years. Embrace it, accept it, and enjoy the journey. Sort of speak to that.
Yeah, so that was – a lot of people get frustrated over that because they feel like I am throwing race into the context here. And this all sparked after an interview I did, and the headline read as black driver. And a lot of fans attacked that outlet. And we're like, it's not about race. He's a driver at the end of the day. Everybody's making it about race. And so I was simply saying, hey, yes, media outlets are going to get the clickbait if they put black driver at the headlines. That's going to make you click on it. Mm-hmm. If you just put another driver that happens to be black, they're gonna skip over it. So it's all about the headlines these days. So I'm saying, stop getting annoyed and stop getting frustrated. I deal with it. It's fine. So just let's enjoy it together. Let's just get through it all. Not me saying like, "Yep, I'm the black guy here. You're gonna not stop hearing about me." It was more along the lines of the fans like, "Hey, it's cool. I've been dealing with that for a while now."
Yes.
Yeah.
No question.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you talk a little bit? I know there have been some things written. I didn't have a chance to kind of read your thoughts about the depression that you're dealing with and how you, in fact, deal with it.
Yeah. Depression, I wouldn't say. I mean, I can't speak on everybody, but I'm sure people have a little ounce of depression when they're brought into this world just from the start, and you don't know how it grows and how it latches on to certain things, and we're in a sport that you're put on a pedestal, and you're expected to produce results no matter what the circumstances are. Great results. You're expected to do all these great things, and when you don't, you're then ridiculed and you're brought down, and people don't know the true colors of the story or the event or whatever it is, and so for a lot of times I spent a lot of time trying to defend myself, and really it wore me out, trying to say, hey, the reason why we ran bad was A, B, C, and D, and you try to carry this light and this positive message, and it just wears you out and wears you down, and depression starts to build up, and you start doubting yourself, and it's like, man, is it really me that's actually, is that why we're running so bad, and all this stuff? And there's just a lot of things that this sport produces. And you had a lot of stuff going on in personal life, parents going through divorce, that takes a toll on people, and so you had a lot of different outlets coming in attacking that, and finally I just had enough of it.
Yeah. That the voice of Bubba Wallace drops the number 43 for Richard Petty Racing. Joins us here from the press box to press row. It is Daytona 500 Media Day. We are at Daytona International Speedway. I asked you this question because we sat right out here last year, and there was, just a lot prior to the race. Right prior to the race, you're allowed to go on the track and so forth. A lot of African Americans coming up to your car specifically, which I thought was really cool. Kind of your thoughts in terms of you as a driver, sort of attracting that audience that generally may not have really been into NASCAR historically.
No, that was big. Having everybody come up. I had conversations with Hank Aaron on the phone. 2018 Daytona 500, moments before climbing in the car, which was really cool. I had multiple people come up and want to take pictures and whatnot, and that's the job we're doing is we're trying to open up to a new audience, and so whatever it takes and the outlet that they can come out and enjoy a race because of me, that's all the better. So I appreciate the support that I receive, and it's a fun process. There's a lot of cool things that we get to do in our sport, is meet new people, and that's one of the things that I say when people ask, what's your favorite thing about sport? Traveling and meeting new people, and that's what the avenues bring. So we're excited about it. I don't know who's going to show up for this year's Daytona 500. I know Charles Woodson was here last year, so that was really cool. But we'll see.
Yeah. So speaking of travel, I mean, you're here. Obviously, you've been here the last couple of years, but you had a chance to go a little bit, west of us, maybe wherever Orlando is from here. Yeah. West of us, it is west. And visited Star Wars Galaxy Edge. Talk about that, but not just that, sort of, you have to do these things, and the race part of it is all part of it, but also the downtime that you have as well.
Yeah, Daytona is always fun just because we know we get here and get on track for a little bit, and then you have a couple of days off to enjoy yourself and be down here in the warm weather and enjoy Florida, if you can enjoy Florida. The weather's been actually really, really nice, so that's been cool. But this year's kind of been low key for me. Usually we kind of go out on the town and have a good time, but I've been laying low, working on a lot of photography stuff, keeping to myself, and staying kind of introverted, which is the opposite of me. But we did have the opportunity to go to Disney World yesterday and check out Galaxy's Edge, and that was cool. I'm not a Star Wars fan by any means, but I don't hate it or I don't love it either. It's just something that I can't latch on to, but it was cool. It was cool to see. I had more excitement of figuring out how they built all this stuff and how it works and whatnot. We did the Rise of the Resistance or something, and the way that you were riding around on the roller coaster part, it was like there was no tracks or anything. It was all off GPS and whatnot, so that was cool. Wireless transmissions, that was really cool, and how it worked, and all the effects, special effects and stuff. It was really neat. So it was one of those cool things. A day off, had the opportunity to go down there and check it all out.
Yeah. Going back to 2013, the win that you had at the Truck Series at Martinsville. Speak to that.
The first African American to win a NASCAR National Series race since 1963, but also doing it not only in the state, but really right up the road from where Wendell Scott is.
Yeah, that was big. And, I never knew the history and all those facts behind it until after the win happened. And that's kind of how, I like to go about it. People ask me about pressure and what it is and what it means to be the first African American since Wendell Scott to win a race, but I never knew that. Every race to me is one that I want to go out and win. And it just so happened to be my first one at Martinsville, which was a long time coming, about 20 races too late. We were trying to win all season long, and that finally all the stars were aligned, and we had to get it going. So we were super ecstatic that day. And then they were like, well, did you know you were the first since Wendell Scott? And we're like, no. Did you know that you were 30 minutes away from where Wendell Scott was from? And you're like, no. And it's like, it's just how fate was supposed to be that day.
Yeah. Lastly, what has to happen Sunday? Because, again, you finished second here. You're familiar with the track, have raced here, 3 or 4 times to win the Daytona 500.
Did you watch the class on the Sunday this past Sunday?
I did not.
You missed a lot of carnage and a lot of wrecks, so we got to avoid all of that. And that's what Daytona produces is exciting moments, crashes. We have to steer clear of that. We have to give ourselves a fighting chance, be there at the last second, the last lap, to have a good shot at winning the Daytona 500.
Last year was crazy, right?
It was. We didn't even make it to the end of the first stage.
Okay.
We were out early. So we go back to 2018 and relive that hype. So we're going to bring that back and try to replicate that again.
He drives the number 43 for Richard Petty. I'm sorry, I'd be remiss. Richard Petty. What does he mean? Matter of fact, you had his.
I got a tattoo on my leg.
On your leg. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little side bet, I guess, with myself.
Okay.
That I didn't really account for. But hey, all in all, a bet's a bet. I'm a man of my word. But working with Richard Petty and having him as a leader and a mentor is really cool. So exciting for the opportunity and thankful for the opportunity that has been placed in front of me. I just got to go out and deliver.
All right, Bubba, we appreciate the time. Good luck on Sunday.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother.
All right, you got it.